Hello everyone, welcome back to Monster Hunter World. Today we're going to be fighting Pukei Pukei, or the Coral Pukei Pukei, I believe they call it. And this fight is very different from the old Pukei Pukei, which is why I have absolutely zero problems with it, and I actually really like this fight, as annoying as it can be with certain moves. Because it's just familiar enough so that it still feels like Pukei Pukei, but it still also feels like a completely new fight, if that makes any kind of sense whatsoever. It's familiar yet still foreign at the same time, whereas Viper Tobikadachi just kind of felt like a reskinned version of Tobikadachi, and they just kind of slapped on the paralysis and the poison and said, yeah, that's good enough. I will never stop bitching about stuff like that, but this was not that. This was good. They did a good job with this fight. Not like the last one. That one was shit. But yeah, I'm gonna give you a quick little overview of my current build. I didn't need brace for this, so I decided to slap on, what did I put on? I think I put on water resistance, because they said something like, water jets or something, so I was like, well, they're fogging, I guess I'll just put on some water resistance, why not, right? Played some more Monster Hunter World Iceborne yesterday, did the optional quests. I mean, I faced things that you've already seen, so I was like, I don't care, I'll solo these off camera. You know, upgrade my harvest box, upgrade my ghillie suit, which I will never use. But I'm curious as to how the hell that would ever be useful, considering I think they said, when I upgrade the ghillie suit, it was like, you can put 2 decorations in this, but they're only active when you have it on. Like, why would I... What decorations do I want when I'm stealthed? What the hell would I even use? What? Like, is there a stealth decoration I never use? I mean, there might be. What the hell would I even need when I'm stealthed again? I don't know. I'm hoping some actual useful things will be upgraded later, and that'll be pretty sweet. Like, Vitality Mantle you could put on, I don't know, fucking protection, like, decorations in there. That'd be a neat combo. Just, you know, spitball in there. But, you know, I'm not gonna rag on them for trying something new. And, you know, more decorations is almost always a good thing in my mind, because I like customization and RPG elements, so that's good for me. I like that part of it. Had to redo my, my item bar here because, well, I like certain things being in certain orders. That's just me, but, you know, that, whatever. Since I don't refuse to use the L1, whatever you call that bar. I just only use it for creating life powders on the fly, because a lot of randoms really need more than 3 life powders. I just always do the whole Dark Souls thing of just going left and right and then eventually doing it that way. But anyway, here's our introduction to Pukei Pukei. You don't need me to stop talking, considering it's just screaming. You know, the monster's screaming at the other monster, and then the other monster beats the shit out of him with this newfound power, and here we are. Yeah. Like I said, they made the tail actually useful for Pukei Pukei. It actually does decent damage. This thing can really hurt if you are not careful. That thing dying in one hit is not an exaggeration. That thing does a lot of damage. I assume more if you don't have water resistance, or at least if you have negative or big negatives, that thing will really hurt. So yeah, Pukei Pukei, the Coral Pukei Pukei, which I'm not a huge fan of its recoloring, but still, I mean, it's not a bad fight, but it does suffer from a little bit of the, it keeps like 90% of its moveset while giving it like 4 new moves, and I thought that was getting ready to spin, not what it was about to. It actually did nothing, so that was a wasted opportunity. But yeah, if you actually just kind of, you can find, I don't want to say blind spots in it, but you kind of can if you are in the right position. Oh, I thought I hit the wing. I was like, oh, he's gonna flash it. Yep. That's probably the most annoying part of this fight, is that damn Zitsuyaku. Is that what it's called? Zitsuyaku? If you do it right, the thing's an ally. If you don't do it right, that thing can really screw you over at the worst times. I mean, like that. That was just annoying. I mean, I get that it was trying to help me, but it failed really badly. Okay, I don't think it was actually trying to help me. But as you might have noticed, I was trying to cut the tail off, because I noticed, you know, this is this thing's new shtick now. I'm gonna try and neuter it as best I can, you know. This is what I meant by it still feels familiar enough. I can still kind of just weave around Pukei Pukei and just kind of stay on the offense as a greatsword user by using my tackles in the appropriate manner. But it's still... what's the word? It's still new, if that makes sense. If you got used to fighting Pukei Pukei with the greatsword, it's not a lot different, but you gotta watch. I don't think that's a new move. I think they used to do it with poison, so I'm not real thrilled about that, but that's definitely a new move. And you see how much that hurt? That really hurt. And that thing can just, I don't want to say chase you, because it's not really chasing you, but that thing can really screw your day up. Now this is annoying just because it has the whole, you can be knocked off your feet thing, which makes sense. It's kind of just, what's the word? It's causing shockwaves. I don't know how drinking causes shockwaves, but it causes shockwaves. Don't ask physics questions during Monster Hunter, okay? And, I don't know, I really like this fight. Nope, not today. You think I was just start hunting yesterday? That was some horse shit, if I do say so. That was like the worst placement of all time. I had to pull defeat from the jaws of victory there to miss. But I somehow managed it. If I can miss, somehow I will find a way to miss. I don't know how, but I always will. And here comes the tail swipe, we all know that. Or at least you should know that. And here comes another tail swipe, because that's all it knows how to do, and I'm in the middle of a true charge animation, because fuck my life, that's why. We all know that. It's designed to fuck you over if given the opportunity. It's like, well, I see you're getting ready to do this very long animation. I know you just skilled through one of my moves. I hope you can do it again. It's like, I'd rather not, but okay. Didn't expect you to just spam that. But yeah, this thing is certainly very dangerous. It, as you can see, I was trying to play it slick there, and I failed pretty badly. Because I was too late. So don't sleep on Coral Pukei Pukei. This thing can, surprise you. I think you might have seen everything new that it can do, so it was like 2 or 3 new moves, maybe even 4 new moves. Which I don't have a problem with. It is just a Pukei Pukei, and they did make it more interesting to fight than the old, I can poison things mentality. Now it just gives you the water blight, or ice blight. They're basically the same thing. They just lower your stamina, or up your stamina consumption. It is interesting fighting it in a new area, though. And you really gotta try and take advantage of when you're fighting Coral Pukei Pukei in a new area. Because if you're not near one of those lily pad things, I don't think it can refill its water, so you kinda gotta take advantage of that when you can. Nope. That's just a big old nope-a-roo. You're not gonna catch me with that shit. You think I just started playing Greatsword yesterday, my man? Nope. I hit that tail. I don't think I deserve to hit that tail, but I hit that tail. I think if you don't do that, you will get interrupted when it does this jumping thing. I know in the old Pukei Pukei fight you used to get poisoned in the jump. And yes, I realized that was a flash. I didn't really think about that at the time. That wasn't a calculated flash. I was just trying to get to the true charge before it got up, ironically causing it to get up in the process. I never said I was a really bright man. But it is what it is. And of course it still has its annoying I'm blind charge move. You're never going to get rid of that. And yes, I knew I was going to get hit there, but it was a calculated guess. So, is it worth it? Most of the time with the Greatsword, it's usually worth it. As you can tell, I'm trying to go hard and cutting this tail off. As is the Greatsword mantra, you always go hard trying to cut the tail off. And I would have missed anyway, so thanks for the late base to the head, or Sonic to the head there. Felicity, it kind of didn't help, but you tried. Well, if you didn't just walk about 50 feet in that direction, that would have cut the tail off. This was the most annoying part of the fight right here, just because it's like, well, what am I going to do when you're up there? You expect me to go up there? I don't want to go up there. There's like nowhere to fight up there. And then when I try and get up there, this happens. It's like, nope. I'm gonna cut my losses, call it a day, get back down here, you get down here. No, you come over here. And it never did. It never did. Hey, at least I learned how to actually, you know, pick up materials now. That's something, right? People won't have strokes anymore watching this. Well, hopefully you won't. If you had a stroke watching my previous 2 videos, I think you should go talk to a medical professional instead of watching more, but hey, that's on you, I guess, not me. Gonna take a quick drink of water here. There we go. The old throat's not parched anymore. Now, I do know that when you cut the tail off, it has a major effect on this fight. A major effect. Because I don't think it can use the tail jets anymore. Or tail jet? Yeah, that thing's about to... Well, I thought it was about to flash, but it didn't. Like, no, I'm just gonna stay behind. Thank you. So, this thing, I gotta get used to. I was trying to flash it out of the air, if you might have noticed. I guess that don't work. But that was the first time I tried it in my defense, so, you know, what, can you blame me for trying? And then, of course, Yaku just says, hey, you know what, I want you to die right now. And it's like, no, I don't want to die. I think I'll just go down here, asshole. And Yaku's like, I don't blame you. I'll just go down here too, because I don't want to die either. Sometimes that's what you gotta do in Monster Hunter World. You gotta just go, I'm out of here, man. I gotta recover and then come back. You can't just go, I'm staying. No retreat. Never surrender. There's a time and a place for tactical surrenders in Monster Hunter, okay? Remember that. There's always a time and a place for it. I don't think I'll get far enough to land this, but I might. I still say that should have landed. I was close enough, but okay then. I guess the game said I wasn't. What do you think? Was I in range of that? I thought I was. Anyway. I give this fight a pass. I don't know about you. Maybe you think they didn't add enough moves to justify this one. I think they did more for this fight than they ever did in the Viper Tobikadachi. Next time we're going to be facing the Paolumu. I look forward to see what they did with that fight. Because I assume they did something with that fight. Hopefully they didn't just Viper Tobikadachi that shit. That's going to be the new pejorative in Monster Hunter World with me, by the way. The Viper Tobikadachi is the new pejorative. It's never going to change. It's going to be the pejorative for Monster Hunter World now. They really made this thing really tough, this tail. They wanted this tail to stay on most of the fight, as you can tell. It's not like I'm hitting this thing with tickle hits either. I'm hitting this thing with full-on, you know, greatsword swings of the dome. Well, not the dome, but, you know, in the tail, and that shit's just not breaking. It's not breaking. That was like the worst aimed true charge of all time, and I am going to take full responsibility for that. I understand that. I had to try and miss there, it looked like, didn't it? But yeah, I think when you damage the tail enough, or maybe it's just low on the water reserves, it just does not seem to be able to do much of the water stuff, but I'm not sure if that's because the tail's damaged or just because it's out of water. I'm going to assume it's out of water because it hasn't refilled in quite a while. Nope, not gonna work. Not on me. Nope, not gonna work. I do love when you get into a groove with the greatsword, though. It just feels very... I was trying, but I got greedy. I didn't see that coming. That was a quick roar animation in my defense. But yeah, I love when you get in a groove with the greatsword. It just feels so nice. You feel like you're invincible, even though you're really not, but you feel like a badass. Because you can just kind of keep attacking over and over and over. Assuming the thing's not running around like a jackass in 50 feet in any given direction, you know, which I guess sometimes you can't assume that because damn do some things run 50 feet in any given direction at any point. It's like they're designed to piss you off. I'll tell you one thing, it's not a good idea to cut this thing off here because it's hell to find again. Now, make a note of where that tail dropped, because I sure didn't. And you're going to notice that I didn't. So at this point, I've neutered the thing. It can no longer use the tail jet. It can only do the spitting jet, which is, you know, a detriment to it. It can't actually use its main new gimmick anymore. It can only use its... Well, it can use one of its new 2 gimmicks, but not its big gimmicks. Right in the head. I tried to miss, but the game wouldn't even let me miss. I couldn't even manage to miss. Now, remember when I said I never made a note of where the tail dropped? Yeah. You're gonna see me for about a minute or two going around, where'd it go? I was like, I'm gonna get this tail. I'm not leaving until I get this damn tail. I made a point of cutting that tail off. I'm gonna get that tail. As you all know, I'm very stubborn. When I make a note of... There we go, finally. It just blends in. To be fair, it is pink like the rest of those little fauna things, so I don't think I'm in the wrong too much here. I'd still say that that was understandable that I couldn't find that. Anyway, I think it goes back to these lily pad fields and falls asleep right on top of it, which is held to try and land a true charge, wake up on. Or was it further down? Nope, it's right there. Here we are. So yeah, this is kind of hard to land because if you miss, you could very well hit the wing and break this up. I don't think I landed this, but we'll see. No, I was too far left. Yeah, it's a lot better to do this from a straight-on angle, but I can't really do that considering he's like right next to the edge. I think I'm just gonna end up missing again. Yep. Well, at least I hit the wing. I broke the wing, so that's kind of like an accidental good thing, I guess. I accidentally broke a part I didn't mean to break, so that's, you know what, that's a good thing, right? That's what we're gonna go with. Dodge! Haha. The joy of learning Pukei Pukei all over again. Can I land that? Well, I don't think I did, but I should have, but he just spun around like a jackass. And, it's just really satisfying fighting Pukei Pukei with the greatsword. I don't know why. But it's like one of the most fun fights for a greatsword there is. I'm gonna thank God that you don't get the trimmer effect when it's flopping around like a jackass. But yeah, this was the end of the fight. I remember because it was an iconic end of the fight. A true charge right to the face. Because we don't do that capturing shit unless we have to. Not around here. That's the wussy way of doing things. You gotta do things the manly way. You gotta finish it. Go hard. You know, no one wants to see only 90% of the fight. You want to see 100% of the fight. That's right. To be fair, a lot of times in Monster Hunter, the fight doesn't really begin until it's in its death throes, or near its death throes, because that's when it gets enraged. And I thought I'd show this off. It doesn't really do anything now because the monster's dead, but if the monster's not dead, it'll take you right to it. So if you wanted to see it, there you go. Personally, I don't like it, but hey, if you want to be lazy, I guess it's for you. But it's not for me. No, you cannot control it. It is all autopilot. Before anybody says, why don't you just ride it away? Because I can't. You can't do that. It's all autopilot. Takes you to your objective. How the thing understands where the objective is, or what your objective even is, I don't know, but it knows somehow. I assume some form of telepathy. Or maybe in lore, you're just kind of pointing and the thing goes that way. I don't know. Anyway, I got one of the more useless things, unless you're like farming, what's that thing? What is that thing with the gold coat again? That one. The Fury of El Dorado, that boss. I forget her name. I know it's a female monster, that's about all I know. But unless you're doing that, it's one of the most useless, or I guess unless you're doing the, that big rock thing from the first act. I don't want to say first act of Monster Hunter World, but the first big boss, you know, we had to load the cannons and all that. I guess it could be useful there. But yeah. I farmed some materials yesterday from Beototus. I farmed some from Banbaro. I farmed some from mostly those two. And did a lot of the collection quests off camera. Because, you know, who the hell wants to watch me go pick up Butterbur patch stuff and stuff like that? Nobody's sane, I assume, so I did that off camera. So, that was Coral Pukei Pukei. They came up with a real barn burner of names for these, I understand that, but I guess we're not playing Monster Hunter World for the fun names, are we? We're playing them for the gameplay. At least in my case. I'm not playing this for the story, let's put it that way. Anyway, that's about all I got for today, everyone. Next time, like I said, we're probably going to end up fighting Paolumu, or whatever the new variant of Paolumu is. Well, it'll be called, like, Hot Air Paolumu or something like that, I don't know. Anyway, that's all I got for today. I just did some daily stuff after this, so I'm not going to make you watch that, and hopefully I will see you all Thursday. Thank you, everyone, and see you then. Later.